Hi guys, welcome again to another Happy Hour episode with Nyakim. Today I have an amazing guest. She's my sister. She's one person I have very meaningful conversation with. She is the founder of the Cedulars Women, an organization put together to empower women in business. She is also the CEO of Simply Ejibola. We'll tell you guys more about Simply Ejibola. Welcome my friend, my sister Ejibola.
Thank you so much, Nyakim, for allowing me into your space and for doing this. I can't wait to have this conversation.
Oh my God, I should be more grateful. How are you feeling?
You know what? Because it's you, I'm more relaxed and myself. I can't wait for us to start the gist.
I'm so nervous. I think I respect you a lot that sitting like face to face like this, like, I hope I can do better.
Okay, let's breathe. Let's breathe in. Oh.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now it's time to talk. So we're going to talk about your journey from when you started as an entrepreneur, when you get into Canada, how you moved from big cities and you ended up in this small Grand Prairie.
Right.
So how did you become an entrepreneur? Was that something you had to like pick up as you work for people? Is that something you feel like you were born with? You have so many ideas that you want to put out there. Tell me more about that.
Right. So I never for one day dreamt of being an entrepreneur. My dad and my mom were both entrepreneurs. My mom runs a 24/7 convenience store in Lagos, Nigeria. My dad was into hotels, real estate, and property. So they were the business people. I wanted to be a banker, and I became a banker. You know, moving here to Canada almost 19 years ago, I started my career in banking. Well, in Nigeria, I was already in the investment banking world. So when I came to Canada for my master's and I was done, I started doing the same job that I had right back home. I was an investment analyst. I did that for 5 years, then moved into banking and did that for over 10 years too. But honestly, somehow I started discovering more of myself. My elder sister actually made me to realize I was more to myself than what I was doing in banking, and that really got me thinking, what does she mean by that? I've always wanted to be a banker and I'm succeeding at that. Why is she telling me I'm more than banking? And I started to look inwards to discover my strengths, what I was good at, if I was even creative. The creativity side got me alarmed. I discovered I was very creative. I discovered the kind of imagination and thoughts that were coming to me at that time was so huge, and I wanted to explore. I wanted to explore because I was discovering this part of myself and it was really interesting. I've never discovered that side of me before. And that makes me to, want to tell people out there, when you don't uncover some side of you, you won't flourish in that side of you because you never knew it exists. I never knew the creative side of me existed until I took a break and I started looking inwards and I started studying myself. Imagine studying yourself when you were over 30 years. And I was surprised at what I saw. I was like, really? I could do this? And the imaginations kept coming. The imaginations are what you see right here. Ejibola, you can't be the CEO. We can only have one CEO at the bank. Why don't you step back and become your own CEO and see where that leads you? And that was the beginning. Honestly, the day I had that thought process that I might not be the CEO, or it might take me a long time to be the CEO. I could be the CEO of the bank, but I knew I can't be that CEO at that time. And I was wondering, when will I ever be the CEO of the bank? It might take forever. So why not do me now? And that was when I started to do me.
I love that.
And I love it.
I love it.
I love it.
I love that for you. So tell me about, how did Simply Ejiobola come together and what is it about?
Right. So I started by having, I started designing, okay, while at the bank, I started designing my own leather bags. And that was how it started. At that time, I gave it a name. I gave it Ejiobola EAT Collections. And I started selling my bags at the retail store, independent retail stores, because I was still in banking. I was still doing my 9 to 5. So I was renting shelf spaces and paying for it and selling my stuff that way. And then I wanted to build an African Amazon. And I thought, Ejiobola, you can do this. You can build the African Amazon. And then I created Made by Africans, where we could have only African entrepreneurs, male and female, sell stuff on that platform. It was great. It was doing well. We had 37 vendors the very first year when we launched out. But then COVID started.
Of course.
COVID started, affected everybody. And then I was like, what is the future for me?
Mm-hmm.
What is the future? And I had to revisit the table, go back to the drawing board. And I told myself, you know what? Enough. COVID cannot keep me down just because every other vendor I was working with were being affected, particularly with the supply chain. You know, it was really tough, COVID time. So I thought to myself, you know what? I have to restructure this. I have to keep going on this business journey. I don't know when COVID is going to end. Nobody knew it was going to go stretch to like 3 years.
Oh, yeah.
Well, people still have COVID now. So I thought, I just want to be simply me. I just want to bask in my own glory and in my own strength and in my own energy.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about it. What name should I give this new me? And I said, just be you.
Simply.
Just be simply you. Just be Simply Ejiobola. And that's how we got.
Damn.
I came up with Simply Ejiobola. All about me.
Simply Ejiobola.
Yeah.
That's an amazing name.
Ejiobola means amazing. So simply amazing.
Oh, look at you. So it's all about selling stuff and helping the men.
So it's all about, I create gift items and I create stationery product. I sell, some of my products are being sold at Winners Home Sense Marshall. We used to be on the 13 banners of the Home Sense of Loblaw, pardon me, and we used to be on Otsimbe. But right now we sell all our products through the 3 banners of TJX, like I said, Winners Home Sense and Marshall, and we sell on our own online store, simplyejiobola.com, and we also have our flagship store here in Grand Prairie, downtown Alberta. The space you see behind us is our corporate gift station. We work with corporate clients or individual clients who want to put things together for their employees as employee appreciation, end of the year appreciation, some birthday, graduation, anniversary, gala events. We curate gift boxes for people also. So yeah, I love what I do.
That's amazing. You know what? For people who don't know about the space, I'm going to take a video later.
Okay.
Of the whole thing and show them, right? It's so beautiful out here. Well, that was Simply Ejiobola. You have another one. When I first met you, it was all about cedulous women. First, I was like, I couldn't pronounce the cedulous word. I was like, what is this woman doing? What is cedulous? And it's like a big thing for you. I want to know more about cedulous women.
Right. So when I became an entrepreneur, it was tough for me to get the right organization or the right place to find resources to understand the Canadian business. And I really wanted to learn. Like, I know the way business is being done here is different from back home. I wanted to know the opportunities that were out there, but I wasn't finding any because I was living in Granbury. Granbury is a small place compared to Ottawa, where I moved from. And so I decided to start the organization so that I could use the financial resources I had to help the women like myself. So we started the Sedulous Women Leaders 5 years ago. It used to be called We Hustle in Heels, you know, because women, they are always in heels and we are always moving around doing everything, balancing home, family. So it was called We Hustle in Heels. But it wasn't unique enough for me. And I wanted something that was as unique as my name. Because when you put Ejibola in Google, I'm the only one that springs up. So I wanted Sedulous to be the same. So I started looking for the synonym of, you know, how to describe the women I wanted to target, the women I wanted to serve. The women I wanted to serve are women that are go-getters, that are persistent, that are hardworking, that are dedicated, that, you know, immigrant women coming and starting life all over again. It's tough. It's challenging. From zero, leaving everything behind and starting afresh. So I was putting all of that in Google, trying to find the synonym that could describe such a woman, that could describe you, that could describe me, how we leave everything behind to start all over again, to build this life for ourselves. And then I saw that word, Sedulous. And I was like, wait a minute, this is it. What does it mean? And Google told me Sedulous means someone that is persistent, a go-getter, someone that doesn't give up, somebody that is dedicated, determined. I said, that's it. That is who we are as immigrant women.
Oh, I love it.
That is it.
It's so unique.
Very unique. Very unique. And that was how Sedulous Women started. So it's an organization where we empower, we educate, we coach women in business. We help them to put a structure to their business ideas, to help them whether they want to grow or scale. We help them in that sense. We partner with lots of other big organizations across Canada. We are now building a community. We want to be a community of women that speaks the same language, that are going through the same challenge, that needs to learn from each other. When you go through this program, you are also put into a WhatsApp community. So that's how you join that community, by going through our programs.
Okay. You know, out there right now, there are like a lot of young people who want to work for themselves. They don't want to work for people forever. As someone who have been doing this for a few years, you know the struggles, you know, you fail and then you get up. What will you tell those young people? Because we fail and then we give up.
And that's the problem. Entrepreneurship is not for the faint-hearted. It's not an overnight success. You're not going to start today and become the billionaire tomorrow. If you've read the story or the documentary of Jeff Bezos, who is the CEO and founder of Amazon, he never made money for 5 years. But people didn't know that. But everybody wants to be the Amazon. Everybody wants to be Jeff. But it takes time, perseverance. And that's why we had to name that organization Sedulous, because it doesn't happen overnight. You have to be persistent. You have to keep going. You will fail. There are times you will cry. You will wake up at night, you can't sleep. Ideas are coming in. You're thinking of how to pay your staff. You're thinking of, how can I buy this inventory? How can I sell it? You know, creating a product is one thing. Having that product produced is another thing. Selling that product is where the deal is. That's what makes or breaks you. If you cannot sell your product or your service, whether you're selling product, whether you're in service, whether you're an accountant, a lawyer, if you cannot convert your service into sales and revenue, then why are you in business? That is what would tell you whether you're going to last. The first 3 years of business actually exposes you, brings you to that realization of, am I going to survive?
Wow.
How do I do this? And that brings me to, you can't do it alone. You need to be in the midst of other women. And that's why I said the Sedulous is becoming a community where it's not membership based anymore. We are now building a community where we can interact with each other. We can share information with each other. We can learn of each other. We can, understand the struggles and realize that it's real. The struggle is real. It's out there. But how has this other woman, how have this other person been able to overcome this barrier and this challenge? You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You just have to learn from others and apply that to what you're doing. Or what took them 6 years might now take you like 6 months, just because they've gone through that process. And because you don't need to reinvent the wheel, it takes you longer, and you become a success in that instant because you're taking from somebody's lesson notes.
Yeah, like you say, networking is very, very important. I just realized that now that I told you I'm trying to find a job, right? When I was in school, I was not interacting with no one. I go to school, study, go home, study. I wasn't talking to no one, no hanging out. I don't do anything. And I realized now, oh my God, I should have talked to people. Now I'm looking for a job. I don't know no one in my field. And these people you send resume, if they don't know you, they don't know anyone who knows you, they just like toss it aside.
Yes, that's because the world is becoming a referral, system, where somebody that knows somebody refers you to the person they know in order to get the job. And you know what? It's also becoming a world where you can work 9 to 5 and still doing your own gig, work 9 to 5 and still follow your own passion. We are beginning to see, I heard on radio where they now want to have influencer, a bachelor's degree for anyone that wants to be an influencer. Yes.
Wow.
Because they see now that it's bringing in money. People earn 6 figures just being an influencer, just having a YouTube channel. What you're doing right here, it's money. If you're persistent and you keep going, you don't know where this will take you. Honestly, you already look like a model. Combining that with what you're doing, you're on the right path. Honestly.
To be honest, I'm super scared. That brings me to the next question. I feel like this generation and our mother's generation, it's way different.
Oh my goodness.
Like the kids, these teenagers and young adults, people like us now, we are not committed. When things get hard, we quit.
Yes.
What is the difference? Because I know our mothers, our grandmothers, they keep going.
You know why? Because during their days, there was a lot of hustling. They hustle a lot for almost everything. They didn't have all of these gadgets. They didn't have all of this technology. There was no phone. They write letters. That's a big deal. You write letter, you post it, you wait like 3, 4, days, 6 months to get a response. That is perseverance in itself. But these days, you send a text to Nyakim, she doesn't reply in 5 minutes, you're like, what's going on?
I'll block her. She's not my friend anymore.
Why is she ignoring me? But during their days, writing a letter teaches you perseverance, to wait for that reply. Your child goes to school, you wait till they have an holiday before you can even connect with them. If you're really serious about seeing them and you really long to see them, you take that drive to the boarding school. The drive could be like 5 hours or 2-3 days for you to see your child. But this day, You just need, it's a phone call away, it's a text away to know whether your child is doing well or where they are or how they're doing. So technology and the advancement that we see now is what makes the difference. That's what's making the youth of nowadays think they could get everything at their fingertips.
Yes. Just like how
they don't believe, why should I wait one day before I get a response from you? Like, didn't you check your email? You didn't check your voice message? You didn't check your text list? What's going on? You know?
I feel sorry for people these days, for our generation. I feel so sorry for them. It's I feel like it's so dangerous now.
It is.
We have so many options that now if I want to do an engineering and it's very hard for me, I'll quit.
Exactly.
Right? I'll look for the easiest course to do.
And the school encourages that. The school, during my day, you fail a subject, you have to retake it. Retaking it alone is so embarrassing that you don't want to fail it the second time. But here, from grade 1 to 12, there's nothing like going back to retake a class.
Or you fail, you
still move forward. You fail, you still move forward. It's just your grade that is being recorded to show that, okay, you have a low score and all that stuff, but you're not asked to repeat a class. During my day, you fail grade 9, grade 6, grade 7. You repeat that year.
Me too. Even nowadays too.
The younger ones meet you in class. That gets you serious. That gets you focused because you're like, oh my goodness, this is so embarrassing.
Now you're like the oldest person
You become the oldest person in class. But now it's a pride to keep going forward. You're not doing well and you're still
going with
everyone. Still going with everyone. You know?
That's crazy.
It is a crazy world.
That's why they're like not committed at all.
Exactly. The commitment is not there. They don't understand why they should be punished for not doing well, or they don't understand the consequence of not doing well. And it's becoming a make-believe, making them to believe it's okay. It's okay. Fine, when you don't do well, when you fail, it's not the end of the world.
No.
You get up, you keep going.
What should we do though about these people? Like, you have a young kid, right?
Yes.
She's in this generation.
Right.
She might be one of those people who do that. What do you do differently so she doesn't turn out like that?
That's a great question. Parenting is very important. So what I do with my own daughter, she's 14, I always take her back. I always take her back to my day. I tell her stories of how it was done during my dad's time, during my mom's time, during my time. I let her know that people still live in that world of the past that I'm telling her. Because if you go to Nigeria, where I was born, we still find people hustling hard. Despite the technology, despite the exposure. The developed world is different, I'm not sure why they came to that conclusion when it comes to schooling and not able to repeat a class. I don't know what brought about that conclusion, but I let her realize, if you want to be that great person you want to be in life, if you want to not work at McDonald's, this is what you need to do. Your score, your results have to be above average. If you need to be a doctor, for example, you need to be an accountant, an engineer. Those professions require some expectation in your academics. So I let her know. But if you want to end up at Tim Hortons, then you don't care, right?
You're sleeping.
But if you want to be the Ben Carson of tomorrow, this is what it takes to be that. To be a movie director, this is what it takes. You need your record straight. You need your school record straight. So when you educate your child that way, when you use examples like the Ben Carson or the Tyra Perry or the Oprah, like, you use those examples and to let them know that good grades gets you there, helps you to stay there, to succeed there, then they understand better.
So no matter what career you want to choose, you have to be very disciplined too.
Absolutely. You need that discipline, you need that focus, you need that dedication.
If you are given a chance to change one thing in the universe, what will it be?
I would say that the chance for me to change something in the universe is to change our positivity. And that's what Simply Ejibola is all about. When you look at my product, it's all about promoting positivity, helping people to discover more of themselves, helping to make the world a better place. For example, our inspirational pencils and our affirmation pencils, we sell them to schools. They are being donated to schools, and this is to help promote positive thinking, positive thoughts, positive conversation, to eradicate bullying in school, and to help a child be more comfortable learning. That is one thing I would start early enough. That is one thing I would use my voice, my creativity to do.
I love that. That was the longest answer ever. Well, thank you so much, Ejibola. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for your time. And I think you have a... No? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was it. I think that was our time. I don't know how to say bye now. I don't know how to end it.
We will definitely get to do another episode, guys.
Yes, with different topics.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Again, your name, your full name.
Ejibola Adetokunbo Taiwo, and you can check out my Instagram page on Simply Ejibola.
And you can join the Sage Women if you're a woman in business.
That's right.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Take care, guys.